You know what the single most valuable thing is, besides for freedom, and here's precisely why, that this is the next most valuable thing to freedom ever, is the quality, like a good relationship, the quality of the relationships that you are conducting, that they are healthy and that they bring out, they maintain or bring out the best of us, right? And definitely we say us, why would we say the best of you? There's a lot of stuff we need to really be careful of how we start talking things and from where we're coming and all that stuff, because if we don't ever rise up out of like the victim mentality, which to me is just like very individualized, because it could be, it's like, well, that happens to everybody, and why can't you just get more associative, I guess, more like what I mean is interactive and engaging, and that's a matter of where's our tribes, where's the people in our lives. And speaking of that, it's a perfect prelude to what I have to say, and really stress and mention about the vibration of, like, what does the Pluto in going into Aquarius point at for all of humanity? Because Aquarius points at all of humanity. It's the I told you the shape of it, right? The sign. Sorry, I just have to pull this out and do this. See, it's kind of curious because it looks like the M at first, but then it goes up and then it goes down, and now we have a W, right? And that's not enough because we have two of them. For whatever reason, there's two of these symbols. Now that's the sign of Aquarius, but really, what we're looking at really is energy. It's electricity, namely, and it's a form of electricity that is so powerful that, okay, so lightning bolts um, are 4 trillion times hotter than the sun. That's the kind of energy we're talking about. And see, Tesla was messing with this. He didn't know much, but he should have talked to a woman or did something with that, or got next to him, because then he would have more insight about the electrical charge. Because otherwise, we would know how it's all working biologically. Like, what does that have to do with us at all? But how that it does hold on to everything. It's holding everything into place. This mysterious energy that you can't see it here in the plasmatic field, but it is there. If there's an imbalance of the ionosphere, right? Pardon the lighting. I'm too excited. Then when there's an imbalance, we have what is called lightning and then thunder. And that's exactly the stuff, that Tesla says, you know what, I want to play with that. And so he's like, nah, right? And he's like, wait a minute, this stuff is like per atom, infinite amount. And he's like, we can do something bitchin' with this. But he was reduced down to kind of crying back to his mommy, these people do not play very fair. And she's like, who knows what happened with her? Was she a dead mummy? I don't know. That's just a term that psychologists have come up with when the woman ends up being in a narcissistic relationship, but she doesn't like just escape it when it becomes abusive, and she's displaying like non-feeling, just like treat me like a doormat in front of the kids. It doesn't save herself. That's a dead mother. But there's also, see, there's that I call, really, it's really what they're talking about is dead woman, right? The dead woman society. Now there is the dead woman society out there. Jesus, was that you? Yes, come here, but they didn't. Oh God, I've done it twice today, punching myself and hitting myself in the wrist, and it's because that's what actors and actresses have to go through to. Well, before it was to make a dime. Boy, with that, they had to suck all of their IQ out for their entire duration of life until they wanted to get into soul, and then they realized that now they don't have anything and might as well jump off a cliff, and they do. Either that or it's end your career and go and sit in the bush for the rest of your life. Like Jim Carrey, whatever happened to that guy? But he has a lot to offer if you go talk to him. See, that's humanity for us, really, in a beautiful symbol. It's by the way, if you didn't notice that it looks like men and women there, then you're not safe for the kids. Once again, I was going to talk to you about something. Let's write the word Aquarius, let alone that it starts with a beautiful symbol, A, which points at our attic and more like the plasmatic field. Okay, it's actually going to spell out. I just have no idea. See, the Q, to me, it looks like this is a circle with like, now we're going through it. Quantum man or something. Maybe what word starts with Q that would say, yeah, it's what is that symbol? Anyway, back to, I'm trying to fit Aquarius into this fucking thing. Aqua. I love the word Aquarius because of how many A's there are, but really we're looking at, what I want to do is I want to put the R down, because that lets us know the word aqua. Everybody knows that the word aqua means water. Why is water so important? Well, it's, for one, it's highly conductive. It's highly conductive. It's what conducts electricity. If there's enough there, it's pretty wild, you know. Anyway, so there's something to learn about that. All right, aqua. I have to figure out what the hell to do here. See, look. The I, when it's up in capital letters, that's fine. But it's a blockage until you have a dot there. When you have the dot, that means that the I is on. I'm going to keep repeating myself because you need to know that. You know, you can just, if you want, especially if you would like to spark up the human civilization with me. Just me here, by the way, in the Western Hemisphere, probably the entire earthly plane, besides for what's trapped in a war zone in Africa somewhere. I don't know really where it is. It's probably in another dimension. It's like, bye, good luck with Earth. Here's the key, but turn the I into a symbol of just the I. Why? Well, this, if you want to talk about your human race, that is just, it's potentially, it could arise here, and we don't say that it was here before, because you and I, and even your great grandpa and grandmothers and grandpas, they don't have a memory of if when humane civilization was erected and having a square dance. Aquarii, us, huns. The U is beautiful. We know about it now, right? You could even be looking at it. Look, let's look at what's in the bucket. Us, 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 us. You. Not me. We. You. We. Us. To get her. Don't worry, he is there, you know. Did you notice that? With the R rule, there is a reversal to be done. You notice, like, and it's also, you know, in case you have kids in our language, you know, if you study, see, the H is very interesting. It's actually a symbol, and to understand it, it's helix. Helix. You have H. R. Also, you know, as everybody knows, it's the look of it's the look of DNA, right? We have this thing that goes on, and then in between, how do you make it look to, right? H. How is that an H, Shauna? Well, when you stand it on in like this, sorry, you have to, you got to, the thing is your imagination is shot. But if you were to go like this too, right, and start going like this, now we're getting close to an H look, maybe. Right here, like at least right there. Like if I erased it, sorry, I know, but the kids love this, and so do you because you're drunk all the time. That's great. I'm glad you found me as a mobile. See there, I ended up with an H. It's a helix. Helix starts with an H, but we're talking about emotion here, and then also, of course, DNA. You know, that hydrogen factor is really interesting. You want to look at it. It's found everywhere, by the way, and that's why I'll prove to you. See, here's the word eh. By the way, you want to put the V down. Keep the E up. R, I. There's I there. So this means that people, everybody has a chance for this. That's what Christ was saying. The kingdom is found within it. You can have this for you too. I mean, I'm not the only one fishing here, am I? Shit, you people are fucking doomed. Every equals this, every where. Again, don't forget, it's not just her there. We have a he. Believe me, it's there. I mean, freestyle. Look for yourself. And I'm not going to repeat myself. You can thumb through my playlist and videos. I explain something fascinating about how that not only is he found in her, but he is found in she also. And if you notice, there's a fee. A fee. A female, but you see, we're looking at things that are full circle here. Like we know that like one side is M and one side is W with the Aquarius. See, and that makes it complete, like, you want to talk about infinity? Infinite life? Maybe. Does this sound like a crock of crap or what? Can you tell I didn't have breakfast? And you people are, what are you doing here? Just kidding. I know that a 6-year-old is like, something makes sense for once. Yes, kids, we're trying to make sense. You know what I mean? Can you redirect the current? See, that's what I'm sorry. We'll get back into that. With me, I might be on to some fee. Come on in. It's open. Oh, I must have the screen locked. Anyway, we're looking for a complete circle here of the both in there. Otherwise, it's not reality, right? It's not the truth in reality. It's like, if it's just male, that's not right. See, we're not doing that here. Fee has male in it, so he's got it. Apparently, he's got a fee. He's got to pay something. I don't know. I'm just looking as we go. See, nothing is for free. If you put the R down, it's still a fee. I don't know why that could be. I didn't lie, and does it even make sense? It will make sense to me. See, when I hold seminars, that finally, when I learn how to write without seeing what I'm writing, because I'm looking at this and it's all glaring, there's where I'm charging $750 a head. There's something that's gonna come up out of this if I remain undistracted. See, what I need to do is escape. You have to now. What do we have to escape, Shauna? This is a trippy thing to come up with. I hope you got the gist. See, I was trying to tell you how the word female, both are there, but Why has it turned into a fee? Good God, excuse me. It's not like that something has just created this shit. It's like, did you know that maybe if anybody is to control resources, well, first of all, I'm all for discipline, you know, I'm all for discipline and doing just to do things correctly. So having said that, have you noticed the plumbing lately? I mean, in some of just the government buildings. Did you notice their designs? Whew. I mean, the schools anymore. See, the school that I went to, um, by the way, Back to the Future was filmed there. I love being able to see that because everybody in the world knows that movie Back to the Future, and so that school they used and that when they were traipsing around with what's the guy McFly and everybody else. That's my stomping grounds. That's in fact I live just a couple blocks away from that school. That's my high school. It's my mother's high school. It's my I think it was my grandmother's high school. Jeez, don't we ever move? But anyway, yeah, I'm pretty sure that says Aquarius, right? Yeah, it does. I did it right. Yeah. Very exciting. Aquariuses are fun to be around if you're an air sign. Air people, air sign people, they're so weird. And see, this is the thing is with Pluto. Well, Pluto's going to be doing a work on. And please, friend an Aquarius. Go and sit next to an Aquarius and say, "What's up, babes? Are you ready? Have you been experiencing it already?" You know, they're so futuristic. It's like, yeah, I'm over it. You know what I mean? They're like 23 years or 35 years ahead. Sorry, I just heard something, a bird or something is trying to get in, and I'm not going to get up. Um, yeah, so it's peculiar to see how that they deal with this thing that's going to propel the rest of us into something very real called the truth. See, they say, I know, here's the I again, because this is what they're really saying, you know. K, oh, it's silent, right? Let's make it small. There we go, small K. It's kicking, by the way. You see the little, this is a person. There's your I. I'm telling you, it's I. A lot of things are coming off of the I. But, so just ignore this. This is like, oh, silent? Okay, whatever. Now, I now. I love trying to explain this. See, ooh, look how beautiful that is. We're almost getting back into this Aquarius thing again because why? Pure energy. Pure energy. Breathe in the now. Breathe in this, what is it? Plasmatic field. It's not empty, babes. You are to restore your entire body by breathing deep, like 6 times. Sometimes it's hard for you if you're in a state of panic. You're like, no, I and my mind wants to stay here in shallow mode. It's like, babes, can you break out of it just like this? See, one time I did. I asked a sheriff who was called on me because I was disturbing the peace when really I was trying to defend my fucking self, and they tried to shut me up. And I was like, and I was looking at them. I knew it. I was so on it. Um, I um, I told them, no, wait a minute, will you breathe with me? Because I can tell he was breathing shallow. He was becoming a contagion to me that a narcissist is when they want you on their side of panic and arguing and stuff like that. And I was just there to, was like, fuck, I'm making a statement right now, and basically you need to witness this, as most of these idiots should. But anyway, when I can see that he didn't want to breathe with me, I just told him, you know what, I feel like I'm being threatened now because this is non-human situation. Okay, goodbye. Anyway, getting back to trying to get some energy here into authentic fucking now shit. I'm being distracted, by the way. It's too much for me. I can't let this happen to me. You know what I mean? I'm gonna be fine. But to continue on with the lesson, I'm trying to tell you guys, babes. Something particular. Really wanted to get into. Thanks for following this. Um, well, I showed you about how that, and there's another thing. See, well, everywhere, every. It's a beautiful word if you keep the capitalization up. You look for birds and start working out the math. I wanted to look at the word try again. Remember we looked at the word geo, try? Geo means earth. Me, well, there you are. Do you want to give it a shot? See, this is actually a question. See, I was bagging on the word try, and it's very peculiar, and I had to think on it. Now, really, the word try, there's two tries, right? What we mean is there's triangle, or the trinary, the trinary processor. This could be not only a Y, but an I, right? Because when you say geometric, which is interesting, but uh, there isn't a difference, you see, between the Y actually does substitute as different sounds. Like, having said that, I don't know if it's Kimecast or Kimcast anyway, but thanks again, Kimcast, for the markers, and I can feel your concern because of how serious that um, trauma bond, mind control, abuse, or whatever that some people are doing in a one-on-one. But I had just put up a video, same shirt here, same day, that vents out like clockwork, very intensely, just the wrap-up of the programming of society, and how it's like macrocosm and then microcosm. It's happening, right? That your government is definitely working on trauma bond, mind control, horrible lower base stuff, right? Preying on scarcity and human need. And the more that we just talk about this like this, I mean, this is the ability of the Aquarius age, that with this bucket right here, it fills up with all of this beautiful water that comes from the eye, knowing, and that's us, by the way. Us will be downloaded. Will be downloaded with stuff. The water will drip in, but it's not water. They call it the water bearer, but it's just time to wake up, into the try. See, the try, interesting, because the trinary processor, the triangular, I guess you can, it's the heart. And that's Aquarius, in February, we have the heart chakra day, right? February 14th, and there's a reason. It's because now it's not necessarily biology. The heart is the one responsible for the electrical current in our bodies, and that's a technology now we're dealing with. That energy, that it's really special here. You want to be really kind to your body. Get into this breath, and it's not necessarily your heartbeat, right? It's the electricity. You're an electrical being after a while here, and you want to take care of your spine. You want to get plenty of, like, do stretching. Yoga is something very amazing because of the breathing part. It insists that you breathe a certain way very deeply and you stretch. You don't have to be qualifying as a human pretzel or a darned, like a contortionist. No, you can do yoga with the breathing in a good chair, and then find the chair yoga. I don't know. There's some physical things you should do though. you know. Thanks for listening to this. I might be onto something, and you are definitely. If you get a great feeling all throughout your body, you pay attention, and see, the body is tough on people that don't get into it first because it could be painful. It includes emotions that are not mind oriented. See, that are not mind driven. See, the mind driven orientation of emotions, right, is like, it's, first of all, it's looking for that comfort feeling, which is masked. A comfort zone. The mind is masking. It's like they are one. If you ask me, I mean, it's the one that says, "No, I'm not a mind here. No, I don't want to be the boss. No, I know how to." And it's like, bullshit. Would you shut up? Would you just get out of here and let awareness take over? And can you learn something from awareness and get back to us later? Not being so anxious about. Just really, the fact is that you can't now. You just don't now anything. Only nows. And that's the electrical current that see, the heart is the one that is here now. It's so much more intelligent because it's now an empath, You love your narcissism subject matter, of course. They're operating on pure heart like technology, which includes now, of course, we have MRIs, like magnetic resonance machines and magnetic electrical. It's all of it. Telepathy, like, is coming in through very sensitive wiring that it's in the plasmatic field. So, like lie detector machines, they're there. X-rays, MRI resonance machines, um, even remote control, like remote viewing, remote control. Just yes, getting images like that. Empaths are like hooked into that, like right here, right now. This is why we need rest and plenty of things we do. We do it anyway with like gardening or music or anything really, just getting out into to virgin nature. Anything that's unmessed with it, you can just like get a ball of clay and just start working with it and feel good about having tapped something that responded, says, this can make sense. If you work that ball of clay into into something. See, that's something you make a breakthrough as a human being, because it's not easy. It's not easy to discipline yourself into any of the arts. There's a skill, and that's why you want to do it. And clay is a great example because of the way it uses fire at the end. It has to go through a process, and you have to wait and hope that it doesn't get destroyed in that darn kiln. If you worked it right and everything, it should be all right. But that last process of firing that transforms the whole thing into something useful is something that has been used across the historical accounts of poetry and storytelling, that says it's a lot like this, and this is the way that you should live your life, is this kind of keep it in that zone of under constant fire, I guess. But really, no, don't get me wrong. We don't want to be so busy all the time with some kind of discipline that we've just missed the point completely. Really, this is something that the big A is here. Aquarius is really trippy, very, very scientific. It's hardly human, really, because it points at all of us, really, as humanity. And it really is. It's looking like now, no, we are just a technology now. If it becomes human, yay for it, because that's kind of the highest potential that it could become, but no, no, you won't know. See, these people are always 25 or 40 years ahead of time. They exhibit something within them, and it can communicate. If it's a Mercury and an Aquarius, they will communicate things, mainly the injustices that are happening too, and they'll ask why, and then they will say, well, why can't it be like this? And it's like whatever they're doing there, that's like that's 2,500 years ahead of their time. It's questioning things and then figuring out why, and then actually coming up with a solution. Because with your narcissists out there in the control freak system that we're going to get away from. Pluto is getting away from Capricorn as we speak. It went direct and it's moving now from 29. It's going to go back into Aquarius. It's going to be the biggest fucking celebration of New Year. I don't know, but for me, it's really bittersweet, because it's like, did we really get away from that shadow inside of ourselves? That now did we get away from self-sabotage, the thing that will prevent us from reaching our own joy? Now, did we get away from? Now, I was about to talk to you about this. What do we have to worry about? Really, overall, it's worth erasing this whole board and saying, look, you want to look out for something. Okay, so now this is the negative side of the feminine. The negative side of the feminine, see, is this shape right here. The V. That's a trap. You want to look out for the venom that's hooked into, that the villain uses, because that's what's just out there. You want to be careful. Be careful of this. The valley. The darkness. That, see, do you know what's at the bottom of stuff? Really, what is that? What is that? It kind of points like really we're looking at a foundation. If we point at it, V rules Venus. You want to look out for that one, the introverted, right? Who is the passive aggressive one. The most harmful, like I said, is venomous. Now you notice that we could have the word love there because it is spelled, oh, this pen is melting, but I only got it for like, well, I got it at the 99-cent store that's up here, and I guess I could go to the thrift store and see if they have other kind, but they're more expensive, and I was trying to get everything crammed in $40. You know how it is. You like, man, I could do everything with this $40. All my most important things. Love can be here with the V. That's how I was talking about. I don't know if I put the video up. God, I have some work to do. How love could be really very dangerous. Because there is a kind of a trap here. This is a very common trap that it just starts to narrow down and narrow down and narrow down and narrow down, right? And you don't want to mess with any of the negative. It's not the divine feminine. It's the opposite. It's the one that's hurt and is operating with shadow through shadow. And it's okay, so it's majorly codependent. Maybe it feels like it's completely inadequate. Maybe it feels like it has all this underlying insecurity about something. Now, this is what I'm talking about now is like there's a bunch of squares in the sky with Pluto, and it's being set off. See, Pluto is going to make us look at the very last of what we need to get rid of in order to bring our new day on away from the shadows that, okay, it's just, okay, we're not just talking about 14 years or 15 years of like something weird happening with Pluto and Capricorn. It's like 250 years of a programming mindset that, I hate to say it, but much of the USA and the United States is, if it's not rinsed out already, if you haven't noticed it, kind of, we don't even hear, not that I like it, but we don't even hear a Jingle Bells song, like the right Christmas songs anymore. They've taken singing out. I mean, it's just, see, there's enough that of a control factor here in this particular parts, and that it's completely ridiculous. It's not even based in truth, right? That's the big complaint, and we don't even know what the truth is. But it's like, well, have you noticed the seasons at least? The sun's in the sky and there's the moon, and then right now we're looking at the leaves. They're about to turn because it's autumn. Can you get into the process that some people are, maybe it's harvest time? You know, there's stuff that we do anyway, right? With some of the holidays, and they just, capitalism, you know, it's like you buy your turkey, but really there's something else going on. Can you exchange real life gratitude of what you have? It's like a collective fucking hijack. It's a collective weird thing. It's like, well, yeah, no, and it becomes the war amplifies. By the time you get to Christmas, you have this the haves and have-nots, and what a steaming crock, because it's about honoring who really does create this whole fucking thing, right? It's called they start talking about God. The baby Jesus, where does the baby Jesus come from? A baby. They're hung up on that. It's like, so what? Can you honor the V? I like to close this out. Can you honor the vagina? I mean, I hate to make it an obvious, but it doesn't have to be a fucking trap. End of lesson.